Alright, what's up, you guys? Today we are going to learn how to make Google Fusion tables. As you can see right here, this is an example of a fusion table, and what they essentially do is they let you map different locations with whatever parameters you're using. So if you're looking in the city of Atlanta, you can map locations, find out how much they cost, and kind of just separate the info. This might be something that you're asked to use around the office, especially if you're into real estate or that sort of thing. Or you never really know. It's just a good tool to learn. So without further ado, we're just going to learn how to create one right now. Okay. So for our purposes, we are going to go to NetR Online. All right. We're going to go to the public records, go to the state of Florida, Duval County, and go to the county property appraiser. Alright, and we're going to do an advanced search. So essentially what we're about to do is we're about to look up some property records, and we're going to download these property records and export them to Excel. And then we're going to take the information that we gather into Excel, and we're going to make it into a fusion table on Google. Alright, so let's say I wanted to go back 2 years. First up till yesterday, something around $10,000, and it's condo or office type deal. And then we just go to search. Alright, and you see we have all these results populated, and you can export them to Excel, which I've already done. So in Excel, we end up with this right here. These are all our results, and these are the things that we're going to use to make our fusion table. So the first thing you want to do is select all. You want to format them as a table. Alright. And just so we can make the results smaller, we're going to remove the duplicates. Alright. 7 duplicates. Delete it. And we're going to sort this too, just to make it cleaner. Okay. Alright. So now that we have our table, we're going to create a new column, because when you're doing fusion tables, in our case, we're going to use the address, because the tables are mostly used with location. So we're going to put complete address over here, because as you can see, we don't really have complete addresses yet. We just have the unit number right here, the city right here, the street right here, street number right here. And Google isn't going to recognize that when we upload it to our Google Drive or whatever. So we're going to use something called the concatenate function. So you just go into your column, you press the equal sign and start typing concatenate, and this function will pop up. Click on that, go over and click on the street number, and then use a comma to separate it, and then put open quotation marks. So Excel knows to put a space bar between these things. Do the same with the street name, comma, open quotations, and that, comma, put quotations. Make sure, just making sure everything's right, and the city should be the last one. Alright, I'm going to close the parentheses, and there we are. There we have our address. Let's make sure we go out. Yeah. So we have our address. The only thing is missing is that it's the state of Florida. So although our table's missing the state of Florida, Google should be able to find that. I've taken the liberty of tidying up the table and then going ahead and saving it to the computer. So we can just exit out of that. And I'm logged into my Google account. So I'm going to go ahead and upload this from the computer. I've chosen the file. Make sure, yep. Then I click next. And as you can see, Google has pretty much populated everything for me. Similar to the style that it was in Excel, they might have switched a few things around, but they've got it for the most part. So I'm going to allow the export. Yep. And we're going to do it like that. And now we just have to wait for it to load. Alright, and as you can see, they loaded everything up, and they have these things highlighted because Google is going to use the locations essentially to populate the fusion table. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and map this table since we have all the information we need now. And also keep in mind, the larger your data set, the longer this process will take. So just gonna have to wait it out. Alright, now as you can see, Google Maps has taken the liberty of mapping out the different addresses we provided. Alright. So the next thing we're going to do is change the map up and just include different styles and whatnot. So we're going to go over to our bucket section, and this is going to divide our 121 data points into different buckets, or rather different categories of information. So instead of doing 2, let's go ahead and do 4. So we have a range of 0 to 25, and then up to 50, and up to 75, and up to 100. And instead of doing it by column, we're going to do it by the value. So basically it's going to separate everything into 4 buckets by doing everything from 38,000 up to approximately 300,000. And you pretty much get it from looking at this. 4 buckets, everything's divided by just value. So we save, and then we see our dots kind of changed up, right? So now we're seeing our different addresses, and they all have different dots because of the values changing up. Now, it doesn't look like 121 data points like it should be. However, just to be sure, we can always go over to the filters and say if we're filtering by, or not owner, let's say we're filtering by city. See, all of our data points are still here, but it's just being funny like that. That's a Google thing. But rest assured, all of our data is there. Now, the final thing you normally want to do with a fusion table, just so that your reader can understand what you're doing, is you probably want to add a legend, which we've added at the bottom right hand corner to show that we've separated everything by just value of the property. Now, in order to do a table, or in order to do a legend, it's really simple. Just go over to Tools, change Map Styles, change Feature Styles right here, show marker legend. We're using just values, so that goes right here. And then we can choose the position, whether we want it at the top right, bottom left. We're going to keep it at the bottom left, and we're going to link it to the source. It usually has this option already selected, so we can go ahead and leave that alone and then save. Now we have our legend to go along with our table, and essentially that's how you do a fusion table. Thank you.